Welcome back. So this topic here, we wanna, I was following the vibe, bro. But the NBA trade deadline is coming up on February 6, 2025. So far, the notable trades we saw Dennis Schroeder get traded to the Warriors. We also saw D'Angelo Russell go back to Brooklyn with Maxwell Lewis for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. A couple of second-round picks in that trade as well. And also notably, the Heat with all of the drama with Jimmy Butler, they're shipping Jimmy. They're looking for offers for Jimmy Butler. We heard the discussions around De'Aaron Fox potentially wanting to get out of there. You know, Rich Paul is his agent, so you kind of know how that go with them. Man, you also got Zach LaVine talks, Michael Porter Jr. trade talks. So, what y'all feeling about? Oh, what you feeling about the trades that went so far? The Lakers trade, the Warriors trade, and what you think is going to happen with this trade market before February 6th comes.
The biggest trade that I'm really keeping my eyes on personally is Jimmy Butler, because I feel like if the right team get Jimmy Butler, that could push them to as far as the other trades that's happened so far, nobody really trade for a piece that's really going to be a game changer in my eyes. Even with the Lakers, like the dude's going to come in and play a little bit of defense, but as we always see, people's shots start falling once they get to the Lakers. Or maybe even if you want to go even deeper, pause. If you want to go deeper, pause. People's shots start falling once they play with Braun as well. Okay. I don't know what, but the lights be too bright or whatever the case may be. But stuff don't pan out, and it's kind of getting ridiculous. It's kind of like really.
That's a fact.
It's really getting ridiculous because people who are coming to these teams with the quote unquote name of 3-and-D, and they are just forgetting about the three.
Yeah.
So once you're forgetting about the three, forgetting about the offense, it's just like we don't really need you on the floor. Because I understand we need defense, but you got to be able to put the ball inside the net, point blank.
Yeah, like 100%, bro. 100%.
I'm not one of those that live and die by defense. I love offense. I love to see people score. That's why I'm kind of a fan of the new NBA, but at the same time, I'm not. But that's neither here nor there, because I can go on about that. But
100%.
And as far as Dennis Schroeder, it's like he got the Warriors, and he started playing like the rest of them, just bad.
Yeah.
The Warriors playing
bad. Yeah. Yeah, boom.
Kuminga getting injured today is kind of even more scary for him.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect from the Warriors.
That recent viral clip of Draymond yelling at Buddy Hield, and when he was saying like some of these guys haven't played meaningful basketball, that's real. Certain guys, when they get to teams where the basketball isn't meaningful, bro, they all-stars. Bro, they fringe all-stars. They average to slightly above average players when they get to those teams. But then when they get to contending teams, it's like every shot matters a little bit more. Every possession matters. Like you gotta. So I think personally on my end, the reason that I like the D'Lo trade, and again, I'm not really gonna make this about D'Lo, but what Austin Reeves have been doing in that playmaking position since D'Lo has left has been like super impressive to me. I think the trade was the 29th, and
I noticed that.
On the 31st, the Lakers lost to the Cavs, but Austin Reeves had 35, 9 rebounds, 10 assists. We beat the Trailblazers. Austin Reeves didn't have the best shooting night. He had 15 points, but he had 8 rebounds, 11 assists. We played the Hawks the other night, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. So I know it's a smaller sample size, but if he can continue with that production, because being number 3 behind D'Lo, being number 3 behind LeBron and AD is not an easy job. It's not an easy job. A lot of people really just think, okay, yeah, we could just go get this guy, and they just gonna because you gotta understand, you gotta know when your spots are, when you're gonna get your shots, and how to maximize. Gotta be able to play with the ball, but catch and shoot. So I'm happy to see this from Austin Reeves. If this continues, it's gonna make him a much harder piece for the Lakers to trade. Right now, I wouldn't want him to trade him. I don't think there's nobody out there where I go, all right, yeah, you give him up. I was on the De'Aaron Fox fence a little bit about trading him, but with everything else you would have to give up for De'Aaron Fox, that's tough. Mm-hmm. That's tough, because you're going to have to give up Rui. You're gonna probably have to give up Vando, which right now don't really mean nothing, but he's still a player in his early mid 20s or late 20s. You're gonna have to give up Vando. You're gonna have to give up all your picks. And I like De'Aaron Fox, but to me, I just don't know if that's the one, especially especially in a few years when Braun, that money gonna come off the Lakers books because Braun probably only gonna play another 2 or 3, maybe two, and that's when you start seeing this next tier of free agency, kind of happen. And I hopefully Rob Pelinka, which doesn't, he hasn't I can't give him the benefit of the doubt, but hopefully in his mind he's thinking, okay, if we got 2, 3 more years left for Braun, who's going to be coming down the pipeline in those 2, 3, maybe 4 years? Is it LaMelo? Is it Shea? Is it Anthony Edwards? Because I don't think he's going to want to stay in Minnesota. But we can have that conversation another day. I think he's going to ultimately want to get up out of there. So whoever that next star is going to be, I just don't know if I would want that to be De'Aaron Fox, but that is what it is. Jimmy Butler, he's another one. I just don't know I just really don't, bro. I can understand him saying his joy was out of basketball, and I can respect that and stuff. But what's really left to Jimmy Butler at that level to be giving him 40, 30, 40, 50 million? I don't think that's where Jimmy Butler is anymore. And with these new CBA deals, like when you trade, just like Sacramento had to do with DeMar DeRozan last year, when you trade for these guys on expiring contracts and stuff, you got to extend them. That's the rule now. I hate it, but you got to extend them. So it's like you can't trade for a guy on an expiring contract just to trade for him with the hopes of winning that year and then just moving on from him. Nah, if you trade for these guys on expiring deals, you got to extend them. That's why Sacramento had to extend DeMar DeRozan, because they traded for him on expiring deals. I don't know if you want to give Jimmy Butler that level of commitment or that level of money. And then I know Pat Riley probably gonna be an asshole and send him probably to one of the worst teams imaginable. So
If,
that's
but at the same time, shit, him and Pat, my part of my language, but him and Pat Riley might be conspiring together to get him a
that's a
contract.
fact.
They don't see no point of him staying there. They might both know it's the end.
That's a fact. No, I mean it's about that time, bro. It's about that time. But they're like this trade market to me is just mild. It's bland. It's what the kids call mid. You know, what the kids call
Ain't much
mid.
to
But
work with.
Jay, how you feeling about where we are with all of these trades, the trades that happened so far, and where you think kind of like this trade market will end up by February 6th?
I'm in a similar realm to where you guys is at. It is mid. It's just not
Yeah,
much like the Jimmy Butler thing. It's like they suspended him. Now it's like at first they didn't want to trade him. Now they're like, all right, we got to explore it. He's saying shit about the team, getting suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. It
yeah,
just I don't know. And like you said, just the who they are now, you know.
yeah,
And a lot of them, it feels like a lot of these guys is just hanging on to their names, which is
100%.
it's sad, but it's like
GMs and presidents as well, though. GMs and presidents as well,
yeah,
hanging on
yeah,
hanging
that's
on to
true.
their names. That's a whole nother
Hmm.
topic. Whole
Yeah, but see, I didn't even know De'Aaron Fox was on the block. Like they just why they willing to dump him? Why not like? Well,
He
I know you say that one more time.
he requested that.
Oh, he did. Damn.
Yeah, because he didn't sign the extension with them, and that's usually the first sign that a player is probably looking to get up out of there. And then the whole
Mm.
Mike Brown firing, but when it's
Yeah, Mike
like it's
Brown.
Sacramento, bro, like they don't handle stuff well in Sacramento. Like even the whole Boogie
True.
Cousin stuff, I hated the way they handled that Boogie Cousin stuff, and he was probably the best player they had in decades.
Best
I
player
mean, if
ever,
we going
franchise
no, that's
history.
a fact, bro. That's bro. I won't even argue that. I was just trying to get politically correct answers, but on Paint to the Pit, we don't be politically correct. So that's right, bro. Yeah, nah, probably the best ever. Like those numbers,
I said
bro. Like
Boogie.
when you go back and look at some of those numbers, dog,
Boogie was a
on
savage.
Boogie,
You could look at the numbers, look at just him on the court,
bro,
bugging.
bro. Yeah,
Mm.
so yeah, I don't really understand Sacramento as an organization. I don't think the answer was firing Mike Brown, but when you do stuff like that, you send signs to prospective free agents. Excuse me, You send signs to prospective free agents where they go, do I really want to go to Sacramento and play? No. Look at how they maneuver. And in all reality, bro, like even if it wasn't Sacramento, if you have an option to go to a California team, that's probably the last one you picking. You probably go Lakers, maybe Warriors, then Clippers, and in the order maybe you could switch that up how you want. But come on, that's the last team you're probably picking in California, if we being honest. So
That's a
Unless
fact.
I
you
guess,
DeRozan.
but
Nobody
yeah,
want to go to NorCal.
but again, that was CBA, bro, because they traded for him, so they had to extend him. That was all CBA, bro. I don't know, like if certain teams didn't have to extend, I think they would have traded for DeMar DeRozan. But you have to extend them, and that's what makes the CBA corny. I get it, like I'm not trying to just act like I don't get why they would do that, but it just makes it, kind of
So
corny to
that's
me.
regardless of
They did that
any
for the
trade, you have to
I
extend.
think I think it's expiring contracts. So if
they did
that
that.
player is like, yeah, if a player's on like the final year of his contract, I would have to look that up to get the full details, and I have that
Mhm.
prepared. But I kind of think that's how it worked because DeMar DeRozan was on an expiring contract, and any team that traded for him
That's
had
the
to
vet rule.
extend him. Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah, straight
so
up
it
for people.
sucks. But I also want to take this time, like, I don't know how much basketball y'all watched this week and stuff, or the last few weeks. Is there anybody, any player, any team that y'all feel like y'all want to give a shout out to, or acknowledge, or talk about how they've been playing? I think that'd be kind of dope, just because we don't go through every single game when we record. So I think it would be dope you know, if so. I don't know, Jay. I don't know how many games you got a chance to watch this week at all. I know I'm
um,
springing this topic on you sporadically, so I'm sorry about that. But I don't know if there's any
I
player
mean,
or team you wanted to
you did
highlight from the
mention
week.
one of them. You did mention I'm thinking of a few, but you did mention one of them. Austin Reeves. I was just looking at his numbers. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
Like his
bro.
month of
Okay.
December, he had
He
like
play-
8, 10 assist games, dropping 20,
Yeah,
25, 30. I'm like, damn, shooting well. And I looked at his stats
bro.
total. He's like 18, 6, and 5. I'm like, yo, dude,
Yeah, yeah. He's been
that's what they
playing really
needed.
well, bro.
Shout out Josh Hart, triple double machine, getting his boards, playing hard.
Yeah. Shout out to A. Reeves, Josh Hart, both drafted by the
I don't
Lakers. I might add.
I don't know if y'all saw. Did y'all see the 1B graphic? I thought not really a shout out to him, but I just thought that graphic was
No, shout out.
crazy.
No, shout out to him, bro. Shout out,
He's like
bro,
leagues ahead in his first 100 games
bro,
compared to every. I'm like, nah.
bro.
Shout out to him.
Again,
Somebody's like, what are we
again.
seeing right now? I'm like, I don't know, bro.
According to the
What?
numbers, there's only been
Post?
one player and one team to figure out that matchup. Anthony Davis and the Los Angeles Lakers. So, salute. Whatever they doing, I gotta watch those games closely. But whatever they doing, like, but AD. So we ain't just going to discredit AD. Listen, you gotta guard that mofo. You gotta guard him, and that man can play some defense. But yeah, now shout out to Wimby.
That's
Who you
what.
got? Oh,
That's what they're
huh?
doing. I said that's what they're doing. They got Anthony Davis. So with the Anthony Davis,
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
easy to do.
guards the perimeter. He guards the interior. So all them step backs that Wimby do that catch big men off guard ain't catching Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
He-
100%.
But as far as shout outs to any players, the main
What
player I'm gonna
team?
shout honestly is Shea Gilgis. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
finally finally there now.
the best point guard in the NBA right now, as we speak, is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. And if you
Mhm.
say anything else, you're not watching basketball. Best point guard in the league. Best point.
He arguably the best player, and I don't like that people
Yeah,
not trying to give him his MVP because any other year we would be talking about him being the main focus as MVP. He's number one in the NBA,
yeah.
and he's averaging about 35
It's
points.
it's
And
just that big blob in Denver. Like he
we're
just
still
puts up
talking about
he
Jokic.
just puts up nasty numbers. That guy over there. That big blob in
That's not
Denver, man. Like I tell you, bro. Like,
That's crazy.
yo, bro. Like I know we doing shout out. Yo, shout. I like to be devil's advocate because
Shout out Jokic.
our homie Ant, I like to mess with Ant and stuff in terms of these debates, but like, yo, bro, Jokic, bro, like that's the start and the end of the sentence, bro. Jokic. For that,
Yep.
bro, Jokic, bro. And that team is mid, bro. That team is where we are now, like fighting for those playing spots, maybe trying to work to get healthy and stuff. But shout out to Jokic. But for my specific shout out or lack thereof, I want to go New York Knicks. I watched the New York Knicks play Friday and Saturday. Friday they were away against the Oklahoma City Thunder and lost. Yesterday they were away against Chicago and lost, where they paid the tribute to Derrick Rose. So shout out to D Rose too, a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Who gave
Tom
that game
Thibodeau
away?
in that Tom Thibodeau played in that Friday game. He played all his starters over 40 minutes in a back to back. They lost that game in Oklahoma City. They played again in Chicago yesterday and they lost. And they started play all high 30 minutes. I think this is just kind of the conversation that we've been having around like Tom Thibodeau and his coaching. It's like, bro, like I don't care who you are, bro. 40 some odd minutes a game in the NBA at the pace that they play. When you playing a team like the Thunder and you're not giving your guys any type of rest, they legs any rest. That's why they could be leading for 3 quarters in a game like that, and then or 2 quarters or however long they was leading and still lose the game
And
because of that, bro.
I think Cat limped off the floor, slight injury.
Bro, that just has to stop, bro. It has to stop. I
You said
understand
cat?
that's his coaching style, but I
Yeah, that's the
understand
whole.
that's his coaching style and stuff, but it got to stop, bro. And I think Jimmy Butler is a prime example why you can't do that to players. Ain't no reason we had a Jimmy Butler regression this sharp this quickly. And it's not just joy of basketball, bro. Like when they're in their 20s and stuff, you can kind of see that. All right, cool. They could probably tolerate that, but I do think that take years off of a career, bro. Like, and then when you finally make it to the playoffs, and then OG can't stay healthy, then Jalen Brunson breaks his hand, and then all of these things start happening. I don't think this is sheer coincidence, bro. I think at a certain point, you playing these guys, you got to give their legs some rest, so at least in the fourth quarter of a close game, they could feel some type of fresh, like be ready
Yeah,
to play, be
comfortable
ready
to.
to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yeah.
it's hard for me to watch that, and then they lose these back to back games. It's like I think that's the reason. You go to Josh Hart's stat line yesterday, he had like 16 boards, 12 assists, but like 2 points. Like you can't like again, I get it, but I don't think we live in the NBA where you can dominate other statistical categories and still be effective if you're not scoring. I don't think we live in that NBA no more, bro. You got to be able to put the ball in the basket. You can't be going 0 for 5 from 3, 0 for 6 from 3, but have 14 points and 10 assists
Fourth,
and think that's like bro, if you my fault, bro, what you were saying?
I think the only position that you could go like have like a 14 rebound and assist game and do other things without scoring is power forward. Personally, I think that's the only position in the NBA because
Yeah, but look who playing the fours now, bro. You got Giannis, you got Braun, you got
exactly, exactly,
Kristaps, you got these guys that are putting the ball in the hole.
it's
How you
definitely
beat
tough.
these
But
guys?
it's definitely tough. But it's definitely tough. But I think that's the reason I say that's the only position is because the four is traditionally a filling position.
Yeah, yeah,
Traditionally,
for sure,
supposed
for
to be
sure.
those superstars that's going to that position now, but that's traditionally a filling position. So people like Draymond, like the real fours that are left, are able to do a
Yeah,
lot within the league that we have now because there's so many people that shoot, pass, and dribble well. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Draymond will flourish. It's not too many Draymonds, but I think that'll be like the
yeah,
only possible position because the
yeah.
five got to shoot, got to be able to bring the big man out of the paint.
100%.
The fours is not really overly sized anymore. That's why I say if they are not shooting well, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No, 100%. 100%. I feel you. I just like bro. Like if somebody could slide, and that's the problem that we see the Lakers deal with. I know I'm going to bring up the Lakers a lot because I'm a Lakers fan, but that's the problem you see the Lakers deal with, right? When guys can't shoot, that defense going to slide over to AD a little bit more. They're going to help a little bit more. So those games we think AD is being a bum or AD not cooking, look how he being defended. He got to get off the ball, and these guys ain't hitting shots. Though a lot of these games where AD 14, 15 points, he should have had about 8 assists, 9 assists. Like if he going command the double team and guys are gonna brick open threes consistently, what are we watching the game for, bro? Like it's tough, and I think that's kind of not to. I know I'm all over the place, but I think that's the Anthony Edwards problem now, and I think that's what he's starting to deal with. Nobody else around him can really do much, so they just going to double team the hell out of him. Why wouldn't
They
you?
start
That's why
worth
he
it.
been complaining.
They
It's bro, and
ain't
that's
no
why I say strategy when you go into these games matter. He had his career high yesterday and lost. You understand? Like, I think Anthony Edwards had like 53 yesterday, and they lost.
I think it was
It's
five
like
five.
it's 5-5, yeah, and they lost, bro. Like, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this season pan out. I think this is the year Oklahoma City better go grab a title. They better. I don't think the
Mm.
West is gonna be kind of this, combobulated all over the place
We can.
moving forward. Yeah, there's just so many injuries, bro. That's why I say when you're dealing with a year where multiple teams have their best players or some of their better role players out for a while, bro, you gotta go get that number one seed, and you gotta go get it. Gotta go get it. This is a year. I think this is their year. I think they have to go get it. All due respect to Boston, we know Boston is Boston, and defending champs, and they're the favorite. But in terms of the West, they got to come out the West this year, bro. If Oklahoma City don't come out the West this year, it's going to be disheartening because everybody's like kind of not playing good basketball right now. From the Nuggets to the Lakers to the Suns can't stay healthy to like
Yeah.
all of the teams that you think
Things.
would. So hopefully they go.
Also, all of them are struggling defensively,
Yeah,
except for maybe the Lakers, but that's only when AD
but
on.
but what is defense, bro? And I know that's like a weird question to ask, but like when you say a good defensive team, right, in this NBA, and I know again winging everything kind of right now because we talked about the trades, but when you say a good defense in the league, like what are you looking for? Because if everything in transition are pull up threes, right? Not everything, a good portion of it are pull up threes. Everybody's going to a pick and roll to find a matchup. Nobody's embracing the one on one like we used to see.
Mm.
Like, okay, I'm LeBron. I'm gonna guard Kawhi this entire fourth quarter. Obviously, we don't expect that from Braun at 40, but I was just using that as an example.
But
So, in your eyes, like what would like if you're looking at specifically a perimeter player who's not gonna get the rebound stats or the block stats, and nobody in the league average 4 steals, 5 steals a game, so most good players, they still is going to be around 1 or 2. In your eyes, how do you look for a good defensive player, and what does that look like to you?
to me, it's the three players that they have for the Boston Celtics right now, and I think Jalen Brown, Derek White, and Drew Holiday, my current forms of defensive stoppers in this current NBA. And it's just unfortunate that the Boston Celtics have all three.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
those are the
see,
only that I could think of. That's the only team I could think of that's really defensive heavy in the league right now because they have a guard that plays defense, they have a center that plays defense, and then everybody in between, other than really Tatum, guards at a high level. And Tatum
yeah,
guards pretty well too. No disrespect to Jason Tatum because he guards. So it's
yeah,
like that's the only team that really pop up in my head when they come to what's a good defense or good defensive players. It's that team and those players. Um,
yeah.
even when you look at their bench with Al Horford, it's just it's crazy. They got defense. They
No,
got defense.
100%. But what's interesting about the players that you elected to name, right, is they can all dribble, pass, and shoot. So even in them being good, and that's the point I think I was kind of leaning on, where it's like good defensive play. Like you can't just be in the game if you're a good defensive player. So most of these guys, I don't think even prioritize defense or don't even really have the opportunities to show their defense as much as they used to because like what if you can only look at a Cam Reddish again, it's going to be a bunch of Lakers references. Plays amazing defense when he outs, but if he's going to go 0 for 5 from 3, it's like, bro, you got to go to the bench. If you can't get 3/4, every guy you just named on the Celtics can dribble, pass, and shoot well beyond their defense. Even if the defense is their specialty, dribble, pass, and shoot. So it's like, where are those guys at really? Where are the Marcus Smart guys at? Really, where it's just like, all right, primarily defense, mid. mid scorer, a below average scorer. Like those, I don't really see too many of those no more. You know, like it's weird to me. But what about you, Jay? You any like what are you looking for when you watching the game, bro? That was great defense.
First thing that came to mind was like, because I can't remember the exact stat, but it's like I was actually looking for it too, but it has to do with like your opposing players make percentage versus when you guard on them, right? So I try to look
Yeah,
for stuff like that because I mean typically we only still see on the stat board steals and blocks, right? And that but that can't be the be all end all of everything because
yeah,
if that was the case, we'd be like, yo, Dyson Daniels is probably the greatest defender of all time, averaging 3 point whatever steals. But that's not, he's a 6'4" guard. There's not much you could do. But
that's real.
I try to look at like players' field goal percentages versus a certain player. So like I always think of guys like if you take a guy like Tony Allen, right? Tony Allen, I don't
Yeah,
even think was a great all time stealer. He was a but is touted as one of the best defenders in NBA history,
yeah,
right? But it's ability to make players miss, be
yep.
physical, rough them up, know how to play the pick and roll, like IQ and stuff like that. So I try to look for things like that. Just seeing that like that drive on the defensive end of the court, not just taking
Hundred
plays
percent.
off. Like I'm thinking of like a James Harden. Like we've all seen the James Harden video. He just standing at a guy. The guy's driving right past him. He throws a hand out, tries to swipe the ball. Yo, come on, bro.
The Mike D'Antoni
But
defensive game plan.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Let him score
I
so we
was
can
like,
inbound the ball. Don't foul.
yeah, we hit that
Not
three.
for you. That's not
But
That's
cool talk.
yeah,
funny.
definitely the field goal percentage for sure.
Yeah. And I think that's what I just hope the NBA get back to that, bro. I know it's not, but it's like we don't see these guards like the real guards that are supposed to be known for their defense. They don't get an opportunity to lock down these other guards no more, bro.
Hmm.
It's pick and roll, get up off them, pick, get up off them. It's like, yo, embrace a matchup once in a
Yeah.
while. Like, let the crowd get excited. Like, I want to see Shea guard Ja. I want to see like Giannis guard KD. I want to see these guys guard each other, bro. Like,
Hmm.
but again, you start worrying about foul trouble. You got to keep your player on the court. So you move this guy on this guy, and it's like I get it, but I think that's why we don't see no good defense no more, especially on the perimeter. Everything is jump shots. Everything is threes. So all you can do is put your
Yeah.
hand up.
Hmm.
You ain't really trying to dribble, swipe for the ball, nothing like that. So yeah, it's interesting. So it's going to be interesting to see like kind of where this NBA goes, where in terms of the trade deadline this year, if anything exciting will happen, how these players continue to evolve, who finally end up in the championship and win it all. But it's something that we'll be looking for. So until next time, from the Paint to the Pit podcast, we are checking out episode 11. Hope you all enjoy Netflix on Raw on Netflix. I say it both
Hmm.
ways because I just find it funny. But we love y'all. Thank y'all for the love and support. And we will see y'all on the next episode, which should be Sunday the 19th. So we'll talk soon. All right, y'all. All right, good shit.